Have you ever wondered about the least visited place on the planet? Today we take you to Nauru, a tiny piece of land lost in the Pacific. A place so forgotten that it hardly receives any visitors. But don't let its size fool you. What happens there is worthy of a horror movie. Curious to know how a tropical paradise became one of the most feared places? Nauru, a solitary sentinel in the vast expanse of the Pacific Ocean. The nearest island, Baba in Kiribati, is more than 300 kilometers away. Brisbane on the coast of Australia lies almost 3,000 kilometers away. Surrounded by coral reefs and rugged terrain, this small island carries an air of mystery. The difficult access and lack of infrastructure for visitors make it a virtually inaccessible destination. At just 21 square kilometers, Nauru is the third smallest country in the world. Everything is within easy reach: beaches, administrative centers, and homes. In terms of territory, Nauru is second only to the Vatican City and Monaco. But here's the stark difference. Nauru is an almost forgotten corner of the Pacific, far from the spotlight. Nauru has only 30 kilometers of paved roads encircling the entire country. You can explore Nauru by car in just over an hour, with ample time to admire the breathtaking blue sea. With only one gas station and very few cars, traffic jams are a foreign concept here. The roads connect the island's inhabitants. Nauru is unique in another respect. It has no official capital. Unlike most countries, this small island follows a very different path. Instead of a city that centralizes all governmental functions, the role of capital ends up being assigned to Yaren, a district on the south coast. This makes Nauru one of the few countries without a designated capital city. Nauru is also one of the least visited countries in the world. Only around 200 people venture there each year. The answer lies in the sheer difficulty of getting there. Only one airline operates flights to the island with limited schedules and high prices. Obtaining a visa to set foot on Nauruan soil can be a real odyssey, a test of patience and determination. Nauru has no standing army. Australia assumes responsibility for Nauru's defense. This arrangement has been in place for decades. Nauru focuses its resources on other areas. A small local police force maintains order. Nauru also carries an unenviable title. It has one of the highest obesity rates on the planet. Around 80% of the population is classified as overweight or obese. In the past, being overweight was seen as a sign of prosperity. Leaders and prominent figures flaunted their girth like trophies, a symbol of success and happiness. But this distorted view had dire consequences for the health of the Nauruan people. Nauru's obesity crisis is tied to its economic history, especially phosphate mining. Once the richest island in the world, in the 1970s, Nauru's wealth came from phosphate, formed from seabird droppings. This prize fertilizer brought enormous wealth. Nauruans enjoyed a high standard of living envied by many. But the phosphate boom was short-lived. The intensive mining devastated the island's environment, leaving behind a barren lunar landscape. As the phosphate reserves dwindled, so too did Nauru's wealth. The island's government had squandered much of the phosphate wealth on ill-advised investments. Nauru's infrastructure crumbled and the island became increasingly reliant on foreign aid. The once proud nation was now trapped in a cycle of poverty and dependence. Nauru's story is a cautionary tale of environmental degradation and economic mismanagement, but amidst the challenges there is hope. The Nauruan people are resilient and determined to rebuild. Efforts focus on tourism and fishing. The government is improving education and healthcare. The road ahead is long, but Nauru is determined to restore the paradise. Nauru's story is not just about a forgotten island, it's a mirror reflecting our own relationship with the planet. It urges us to look beyond the surface, to understand the consequences of our actions and the impact we have on even the most remote corners of the world. It challenges us to champion sustainable practices, responsible resource management, and the preservation of cultural heritage. Nauru's story is a potent reminder that the choices we make today will shape the world of tomorrow.